Will Smith eating spaghetti. Let's see how good Sora can generate this video. So right now, Sora is almost available to everyone, and it can generate videos in a lot of different formats, and the user interface is very surprisingly, or maybe less surprisingly, very much ChatGPT look-alike. And the interface is chat-based. The interface is ridiculously simple. You have a few options down here for the number of videos of variations you want. You have options for how long you want the video to be, which is shorter depending on the resolution. So it seems like the maximum capable resolution is actually not available to everyone, and a number of different aspect ratios. And finally, there's a number of different presets. If you want, for example, film noir style or stop motion style, you can do all of that. The faster generations are going to be 480p, and you can generate up to 10 seconds there. But if you go to a higher resolution, you actually lose the amount of time you can generate for video length. And then you have a slightly, oh, well, it looks like it's not quite Will Smith, but let's take a look at the first variation. Okay, the cheese spawned out of nowhere. Doesn't look like he's quite eating it yet. Let's take a look at the second variation. Okay, he's just picking it up with a fork. Oh, and it disappears. Oh, now he's putting it in his mouth. So honestly, you know, compared to where we were, you know, a year ago, this is impressive. But I think what we really still need to do is compare it to Google's new video generator, which I've seen some ridiculously impressive things on. So one thing you can also do with these is storyboard it. Let's see. So for example, your prompt may be very simple, but it actually generates secondary prompts for you in a totally different, kind of very detailed, in-depth way. And so, for example, this one is saying a cheerful man of African descent. We don't want that. We actually want Will Smith looking man. We'll just say Will Smith looking. Maybe that'll help with the generation. And of course, second part, he takes the bite. Let's see if this creates. We're just going to do one version to make it faster. I'm going to make it 5 seconds. We'll move this to 3 seconds, and let's see how long this takes. So, generating the new video. It's already in queue, so we're at 17%. So, based on my experimentation with Sora so far, it seems like it actually has some trouble conforming to the prompt. Okay, that's much better. See, with storyboarding, you can actually get him to take a bite. Even though it doesn't quite look like Will Smith, I'm sure they've scrubbed a lot of the kind of celebrity images from kind of their training set to prevent, you know, inappropriate use of different celebrities. So one challenge I found is that it actually really struggles with new novel concepts. Like a person eating spaghetti is probably in the training data, but for example, I was trying to get a camera to hatch from an egg, and it really struggled with that type of kind of concept. So the prompt, if it's just camera hatching from an egg, it actually, the video does not even do that. This one is a little bit more closer, but it doesn't show the egg cracking in a realistic way, and it's just revealing the camera, and the eggshell kind of just reveals itself like it's some sort of like a sliding curtain or something, which doesn't really make sense. This one also is not really showing the camera coming out of the egg as described. Similarly, none of these do that, and this is just the eggs cracking, even with storyboarding. These are just eggs. There's a camera with an egg, and then this one, the egg shrinks into the camera. And then finally, we have one where this one cracks open, revealing the camera, but it's really jittery and jumpy, and it's just kind of a little bit cracked out in a way. And finally, near the end, after many attempts, despite kind of the immense amount of effort trying to get it to work, finally we get something that looks a little better, of a camera hatching from an egg. This was, intended to be kind of a play on the birds being government drones. Fun little meme, but yeah. So it's a very simple interface. I think the trick of getting something to exactly where you would like to see is really just working on the storyboarding. It seems like it likes longer prompts rather than shorter prompts, and it likes multiple prompts in the storyboard to help generate the video that you really want to see. And also, interestingly, it seems to kind of censor a lot of different videos, even though it's fairly benign. I was trying to test different environments, if it can blend like real life footage compared with 2D footage, but it doesn't seem to like that, or it didn't like the prompt. So this was an example of trying to combine both live footage as well as 2D footage. So the city was supposed to be live footage, but it's just generating everything as 2D if you mention it as 2D. This one, the character looks a little more 3D, but everything else still looks fairly 2D. So it doesn't really seem to be able to blend multiple concepts well. So 3D and 2D, it doesn't do that well together, probably because the training sets specifically show, for example, a lot of realistic video captures, and then also maybe some 2D video captures separately. It's being categorized separately in the neural net, which prevents kind of merging into a new concept. So those are kind of the limitations of Sora today, and it's been fairly interesting to play with. If you have access, I think almost everyone has access now, and during the holidays, OpenAI said they have unlimited availability, and you can play with Sora almost as much as you want. So go ahead, give it a shot if you have a subscription, and be interested to see what people make. While we're here, let's take a look at the featured ones. Ooh, the ghost one is very fun. It's like a little 2D thing, and it seems to most loop very well. Very cool castle. Let's see. Oh, very old-timey Santa and the elves making cars. That's fun. Oh, he's humongous. The cars are maybe tiny though, because they're cars for elves, I guess. Let's see. Very realistic looking stock footage. Man, the volcano one, this one looks really real. The smoke is just kind of ridiculously real if you don't look too closely at it. But yeah, it's now available to everyone. This is now AI video unleashed to the masses, and you can access it today. So it's absolutely kind of mind-blowing. They've been teasing it so much that it's not as mind-blowing, but oh wow, that flower opening was absolutely stunning. Oh my goodness. That's nuts. Well, enjoy the tool, and be a little more wary these days of video content, because, man, it is almost indistinguishable. least very hard to distinguish from real life.